Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the CertiK Security Leaderboard Showcase. I'm your host, Aaron Leibowitz, and as you all know well by now, in this series, I host top DeFi projects for a live AMA, where we discuss their work with CertiK, the Security Leaderboard, and we throw in some live questions from you, the viewers. Our goal is to raise the standards of security in the DeFi ecosystem. The Security Leaderboard, found at CertiK.org, is a free tool to help you DYOR. Today, I will be joined by the Pacoca team, contributing $1,000 worth of their token for today's top live questions. Make sure to read the rules on the CertiK.org Twitter post in order to qualify for rewards. Thank you to the Pacoca team. Please remember to like and subscribe before we jump in here. Let's head over to the CertiK.org Security Leaderboard and take a look at their listing. So here's what you see when you land at CertiK.org. Scrolling down, you'll see many projects that you're familiar with. You can click into them, see their Skynets, their on-chain monitoring, their audits, and view the full reports. On the right side, you have community alerts. We're clicking into the BSC project tab now. Now, why don't we go over and navigate to today's project? Let's click into their audit here and go ahead and take a look at the actual audit report itself. Scrolling down, you'll see a table of contents, a summary, an overview of the project and what the audit included. And then the vulnerability analysis. This will tell you about issues and their resolutions. Continuing down, we'll see the audit scope, which contracts were included in the audit, the findings, and finally scrolling down to an actual broken out issue, you will be able to see CertiK's recommendation and then how the team chose to alleviate it. Now, why don't we bring on today's guest? Mr. Peanuts, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Hey, everyone.
Awesome. Thrilled to have you on here with us. So why don't we go ahead and start by having you give us an overview of you, your role on the team, and of the project itself.
Okay, so hi, I'm Mr. Peanuts. I'm the co-founder and developer at Pacoca. Pacoca, we created it as a dashboard for people to track their investments, and in some time, in a small time, we grew a lot and implemented many features that give value to our users, and we plan to becoming a single stop to all things related to DeFi. So not only tracking investments, but managing your portfolio entirely. Staking and collecting rewards from all platforms in a single app, so you don't even have to leave the platform. Yeah, that's basically what we aim for.
Awesome, thank you for that. And what is your actual role on the team?
I'm the developer and I manage the project alongside with my partner, Milkshake.
Awesome. All right, thank you for that. So you guys are a little bit like you're basically a yield aggregator.
Yeah, it's not just a yield aggregator. We like to call it more like a optimizer, because we don't just do auto compounding. We really increase the potential rewards a staker can get, and at the same time, we also provide real value to our users. Because when you stake something in Pacoca, you basically take your rewards and auto compound them in our auto Pacoca vault, which has high APY. So that means your initial investment stays there safe, and your rewards are maximized by staking to a high yield vault.
That makes sense. Can you also tell me a little bit about the portfolio tracker? It seems that that's a big feature that your community really loves. So could you explain that to me a little bit?
Yeah, so for portfolio tracking, we are currently only on BSC, but we are already working on going cross-chain. We get all major projects from BSC, and all our community suggestions are always welcome. We usually implement what's trending and what our users request. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. One thing I do need to point out is I said Pacoca wrong before. Did not realize that.
Yeah, that's fine because it's not a term that people around the world are used to.
But, what does the name mean, if anything?
It's a candy. It's a candy from Brazil.
Okay, well, I guess that fits the peanuts and milkshake.
Yeah, it's based on peanuts. It's basically mashed peanuts with sugar, and you make them like with the shape of our Pacoca icon.
Got it. Interesting. That's cool. So moving on here. Actually, you know what? Let's jump to our first live question, which is, you were just mentioning that you guys are only on BSC for your portfolio tracking, but are looking to go cross-chain. Are you guys planning on launching the rest of your features, like the yield optimization cross-chain as well?
Yeah, it's something that we are doing in stages. The first stage is portfolio tracking. We will implement portfolio tracking for the major platforms in each chain we're adding, and then on stage 2, after the platforms are added, we'll start working on migrating our token also to other chains.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. Well, thank you for that. So continuing down, let's talk about your guys' roadmap through the rest of the year for now. What's top of list for you guys? What are you looking to accomplish by the end of 2021?
Okay, so yeah, our roadmap is, we have quite a lot. So for short term, the next things we are adding to the platform is the cross-chain tracking, as I mentioned. Then we will have like a BNB vault for users that we can stake Pacoca and earn BNB as a reward from the sweet vaults that we have, which we collect the fees in BNB and then we give them to our stakers. Then we have like a new homepage, so new investors can understand the project in a simpler way. Of course, new integrations for our portfolio. Then we will also moving to different blockchains, because our first stage of cross-chain will only have EVM-based blockchains like Ethereum, Polygon, and then we will add support for Cardano, Solana, and other chains like that. We will also be adding multi-wallet dashboard, so you can see your portfolio for multiple wallets if you do happen to have some. And one of our main missions with Pacoca is creating a simple solution for DeFi, because DeFi can be scary to people that don't know how it works. So
For sure.
one thing that is really in our roadmap is the zapping function, which allows users to stake any asset to any pool that even doesn't have that asset. So it improves the learning curve.
For sure.
We also have many plans for NFTs and portfolio tracking of NFTs.
Got it.
Yeah, that's that's basically our next steps.
Awesome. Well, that's an ambitious next couple of months for you guys. So I look forward to keeping track of that and see how that goes. Two things I want to mention. One is to the community. When you're asking questions, please include your Telegram or Twitter handle in the question itself. It'll make it a lot easier if you do earn a reward to track you down and give it to you. We are trying to give you some money here, so make that easy for us. Two is, I do want to ask another live question we have here. Was your token a fair launch, or was a token sale or listing held somewhere?
We have had a token sale.
No token sale?
No, we had a token sale. Yeah,
Got
we
it.
had an ICO.
Got it. Very cool. All right, continuing down. Can you walk us through your decision to start on BSC? And we'll move to the next question after that. Start with that. Why did you choose your L1?
Can you say that again?
Yeah, why did you choose to start on Binance Smart Chain?
Okay, so yeah, Binance Smart Chain is great for new projects because BSC now has quite a lot of users and it's low fee, so basically anyone can start. So yeah, that's basically the starting point. But we, as I mentioned, we are moving cross chain, so we plan to become the single stop for DeFi, not only for BSC but for the entire blockchain.
Got it. That makes sense. And then where do you think where do you hope to see the project grow in the next few years over the longer term?
Okay, yeah. As I mentioned, moving not only on BSC but also being the single stop for anything DeFi related. I mean, for all crypto.
Fair enough. I mean, that is an ambitious enough plan to take at least a few years. So
Yeah, it's something that if you look to our dashboard, how it was 3 months ago, that and take a look at it now, you can see that the project is evolving like real fast, and it's ambitious, but it's something that I know we can accomplish.
Got it. I think someone in Portuguese in the chat just said that Pacoca is the best candy in Brazil.
Indeed, it is.
With my limited Portuguese knowledge, even I understood that one. So, talk to me about security a little bit. When you guys are onboarding new sources of yields for your optimizer, how are you vetting these projects to make sure that users aren't going to lose their funds in some random farm that might rug pull or similar?
Yeah, of course. The initial point is having an audit. We only accept audited projects, but it's not only that. We also do internal reviews. I look everything up, look at their smart contracts and everything. And we also take a look at the community, the project community, how they feel about it.
Got it.
That's
That sounds like a nice rounded sort of DD that you're conducting there yourself. And starting with only audited projects makes a lot of sense, as that is a security measure that I think any project worth their salt should be taking.
Yeah.
So continuing on down here, a little more on security. When rolling out new features moving forward, how do you ensure that you're going to maintain the strict security standards?
We do several rounds of code reviews for our smart contracts. We also never release them before they are properly audited and all bugs have been fixed or remediated. And basically following the security patterns of EVM blockchains.
Got it. That makes sense to me. So going back to a few live questions here, let's knock out a couple of these, shall we? First one up is, do you plan to add more vaults for Pacoca users with more reward tokens than just Pacoca?
It's not something we have thought about it yet, but actually there's the BNB vault, but other than that, maybe some partnerships. We have a few options about that, which we can't really discuss because it's something that haven't been dealt with already. So
For sure. Can't be
yeah.
partnerships before they're
Yeah.
For sure. So back to the security for one last question is, why did you choose CertiK for your audit?
Okay, for CertiK, it wasn't just a matter of our choosing. Of course, we wanted CertiK, and our community wanted it too. Like, it's one of the top tier auditing firms, and it's like the something you basically every project should have an audit by CertiK. And also, we have like unique solutions, so it's not something that we can just release and have a audit with any firm that may not know what they're doing. So yes, CertiK has their track record, and that's what we aim for.
Excellent. Well, we do like to serve those new projects. It's always exciting for us to audit somebody with some new ideas. It gives us a little bit of a test, but it's also, in everybody's best interest. Us keeping on the sort of cutting edge of new ideas allows us to stay ahead of the attackers and make sure that we're really monitoring for all possible vulnerabilities. So let's get back to some live questions here, shall we? TVL is an important indicator for DeFi projects. What measures is Pacoca taking to incentivize TVL increases?
Okay, so one thing we usually do is reach out to projects that we see fit for our vaults, and we add the vaults and do some cross marketing so we can get TVL, because TVL for us is something that's really an important metric, because the more people stake to our sweet vaults, they basically buy back more Pacoca, and that means it's both great to those who stake and to those who hold the token. So that's one thing we do. Another thing we do is we do paid ads, and yeah, that's it.
Got it. Very cool. Understandable.
Basically, the best marketing is partnerships. So that's really our focus.
For sure. I think that partnerships drive a lot of word of mouth marketing as well, which is really important because you get both communities tapping into each other and with all of their friends. Thought that I just had is my question this time is, are you guys going to release a mobile portfolio tracker?
You can add Pacoca to your home screen. We have a tutorial for that, but basically you go to that 3 dots you have on your mobile browser, and there's like a add to home screen button, so you can just do that, and it will always be there, and it will automatically open in your wallet as long as you have it connected when you do.
Got it. That makes sense. And can you, or in the future, will you be able to set alerts, for example, percent change or anything like that?
Yeah, we do have that in our next steps too. Not only alerts for prices, but for when you take a loan on Venus, for example, and you're about to be liquidated, we intend to send notifications for our users.
Got it. Very cool. So continuing down, is there a future for, actually, let's go to this one. Excuse me. As the dev and co-founder, which part of the project makes you the most excited and or came directly as a result of your thinking?
Sweet vaults, no doubt. Sweet vaults are okay. So for those who don't know what sweet vaults are, they are basically the new vaults that we made, and they are unique to Pacoca. And what they do is they take the rewards from what people stake, and they convert them to Pacoca to provide high APYs and also increase buy pressure to the token. So that was really a game changer.
Got it. And did you see a lot more traction, a lot more jump in users after launching that?
Yeah.
That's always a good feeling. As a product manager, I can tell you when you roll out a feature and you see it immediately gaining traction, it's a very nice feeling. Makes you feel like you are definitely on the right track.
Yeah.
So in terms of governance, does Pacoca have a separate platform or a way for taking community voting? How about feedback, ideas from token holders, investors, all of that?
Yeah, okay. For new ideas, we have our Telegram communities. So if you have some question or some feedback or some new ideas that you like to see on our platform, you can go there and talk to our community managers. But for voting, we have a snapshot page where you can vote using your tokens. You don't need to spend any gas fees. It's off chain, but it uses transaction signing, so it's secured. So yeah, you can vote whenever we make proposals.
Got it. That makes sense. And can anyone make a proposal?
Not yet.
Yeah.
We keep proposals for a team only to keep it organized.
For sure.
But when people ask for suggestions in our community, we always listen to them, and as long as they make sense, we go and open proposals.
That makes sense to me. Curious about your background. Is that would that be a pretty normal looking Brazilian supermarket? Looks like we've got a lot of Frito-Lay products there. I'm curious if that's exactly what you guys have. All right, so moving on to community stuff. Let's talk about a little bit of the globalized community and different community initiatives you might have. Do you guys, first of all, have multiple different language communities for different regions?
We currently have a Brazilian channel, a global channel, and a Thailand channel. So
got it. And are you looking to expand going forward?
We usually keep track of our analytics for where our users are mostly at. So when we see fit, we do add new communities.
Got it. And then looking to how people could get involved in the project. What would you tell the community watching today? Hey, if you want to get involved, you can do this or that. Do you have any sort of ways for them to really become?
Yeah, of course, you can join our Telegram and feel free to ask questions and suggestions. And if you feel that you have something that you can add value to the project, go ahead. We will be there to hear you and see if you have if you're suited.
Got it. Love to hear that. And so within the DeFi space, which areas would you say you're focusing most on right now? From staking, yield farming, NFTs, maybe gaming, anything else like that?
Now we are focused on staking, basically for tracking in our own vaults. Mm-hmm. But stage 2 will include like our NFT portfolio and our own NFTs. So that's also in the future.
Got it. That makes sense. And back to the auto compounding we were mentioning before. Do you guys have auto compounding for all of your pools today?
I guess there's only one pool that doesn't auto compound. It's the Pacoca BUSD LP vault. Mm-hmm. But all other vaults are auto compounding vaults.
Got it. And as you look to onboard new vaults going forward, is auto compounding going to be a mandatory feature for you in approving a new vault to be added?
Yeah. All vaults that we add from now on are auto compounding vaults.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes it much easier for users, as I know as somebody who is pretty focused on UI and UX in the space, that those are some of the biggest failures today in the space. It makes it, quite frankly, a pain to work with a lot of DeFi platforms as a result of this. I know there are a few places where I have just, $50, $100 staked, and it would cost me more to claim my rewards and stake them myself than I have in rewards. So I just haven't touched them. So compounding is a very welcome feature from my side.
Yeah, basically all sweet vaults, you stake your money there and you don't have to do anything until the moment you withdraw them. You just leave them there and they're auto compounding all rewards you get.
For sure, and that's great. That's really, really useful. Where should we go from here? Community, you guys got any good questions for us while we have a few minutes left? Okay, do you guys have any major competitors in the space? Are there any other projects that you view as a direct competitor?
I personally do not use any other portfolio tracker. Mm-hmm. So I'm not able to answer that question.
But you don't You don't see anyone out there today that you think is a direct competitor or that you've maybe
Of
learnings
course.
from?
Yeah, on Ethereum we have Zapper and DBank. I guess that's the two top competitors we have.
For sure, that makes sense. And I actually am pretty familiar with DBank. I have used them. Since moving most of my funds to cold storage, it's much harder to use any of the Wallet Connect based portfolio trackers, though. Do you guys have a way to artificially create a portfolio? For example, if I don't want to Wallet Connect, would I be able to in the future put in this number of this token and this number of this one?
Are you talking about just adding like pasting an address, or is it something else?
Okay, pasting an address actually does work, but let's say I was concerned about privacy or similar, and I didn't want any links to wallets that were connected to me. Could I just put in manually, I hold X number of Pacoca and X number of BNB?
No, that's not a feature.
Do you think that's something you would add in the future, or not really? Not what you're going for?
We never thought about that, and no one asked for it. So I don't think, I don't think there's enough. How do you say that?
enough demand.
Yeah, enough demand for it.
For sure, understandable.
Because for now, you can just paste your address if you don't want to connect your wallet, and not only your address, you can paste any address in the blockchain. So
yep, that makes total sense, and that is actually a big advantage over the other ones that I have used, is you weren't able to do that. You had to do the Wallet Connect specifically. Awesome. Well, before we end here, is there anything you'd like to share? Anything that you want to leave the community thinking about? Any words of wisdom you want to impart upon us?
Yeah, for those who haven't seen our platform yet, you can go to pacoca.io, pacoca.io, and we have a great community on our Telegram chat. So feel free to join, send us suggestions, and share your love with this delicious token.
That's how you spell it, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. So everyone should go check that out. Definitely join the Telegram. And guys, I will catch you back here next week for the next episode. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thanks for having me.